Welcome back, blade fans and followers of This Old Sword Blade Reviews. This Old Sword here with you. And today, yes, you guessed it, we're showing some appreciation, love, and affection for Bastinelli knives. And to date, this is the collection, maybe one or two more being added. And one went back, but we'll get to that in a little bit. No big deal there. And this has been the collection over maybe the past year and a half or so, something like that. So these are not all brand new designs, but Bastien Cove, who is the owner and creator for Bastinelli knives, is coming out with new designs all the time. All you need to do is check his Instagram page. So by process of elimination, I'm going to go through these, what do we have, 6 blades. It's a mixture, as you can see, of fixed blades and folders. And right now it looks like we've got 3 fixed blades and 3 folders, so really nice. I'm going to start with one that I picked up most recently. This is one that replaced the Alpha 1. This is the Shadow Flipper. It is a beautiful, light, ergonomically friendly folder in Elmax, titanium, and really nice carbon fiber. One whole half of the knife is carbon fiber, making it pretty much on the light side. And you know, Bastien Cove borrows, or I should say, kind of started off admiring and utilizing some design keys and notes from Fred Perrin, who's a very well-known French knife designer, defensive tactics trainer, and so forth. So I would say all of Bastinelli's designs have their roots in tactical combat military use. This is no different. This has fantastic ergos, as I keep saying. It is still extremely usable for EDC with a very high flat grind. We got a great steel going here with the Elmax. This is made by Fox for Bastinelli knives. Most Bastinelli knives are made either by Lion Steel or Fox. I would say the preponderance of them have been made by Fox. Nice fuller there, and all of these, as I always say, have their own individual reviews. So if you need to know more about them, please check out those reviews. This is on bearings, of course. Let's jump to a fixed blade, relatively recent acquisition. And this is one of the longer fixed blades. It's about a 5-inch blade. Yep, just under a 5-inch blade, maybe 4 3/4, somewhere in there. It is still light and likely, I haven't taken the scales off, but likely weight relieved on the handle. It's called the Slim. I'm sorry, it's called the Silence Slim. There is a Silence regular, which with a thicker handle and about, I think, a 6-inch blade. This does have partial serrations. It's, I think, a perfect balance where if you need to cut strapping, rope, marine line, anything that your blade will usually slide off of, this will bite right in. And it's positioned well. You know, it doesn't get in the way of the main blade and that beautiful belly for slicing. Flat ground, straight to the top. And as with a number of Bastinelli designs, we have lots of jimping. We have jimping on the pommel, and we have 1, 2, 3 sections of jimping on the top of the blade. So no matter how you choose to hold it, and even if you choose to choke up, you've got some jimping. If you're looking for a tactical blade on the slightly larger side, and I consider this not to be a pocketable knife, but something you're going to wear in its sheath, and that's the sheath for it. It's interesting that this is a very tight sheath. You can thumb it off, use my stronger hand, still breaking in, goes in and out enough that over time it will break in. This one's got a nice linen or canvas, looks more like canvas, micarta handle. We have a crowned spine to the handle, which is interesting, and actually all the way out along that blade. Beautifully done. Whether this be a tactical choice for you or EDC/tactical, the Silence Slim is a knife that doesn't get a lot of recognition, but is a great design. Let's jump to the little guy of the group, little but deadly, the Mako Folder. This was designed in conjunction with Doug Markita, the well-known Forged in Fire and Kali blade aficionado. It's a karambit style knife with a Bram Frank, we'll call it a wave opener, even though wave belongs to Emerson. It's a pocket opener, but as you just saw, you can thumb it out. You can actually hook that and snap it on just about anything, whether it's your other finger. I did cut myself once badly with this knife, so I'm not going to do any gymnastics with it in front of the camera. It can get you if you're not careful. It's a very pointy little son of a gun, and when held in the traditional karambit position, is very much a pakal style knife for jabbing, but it has the outward cutting belly of the karambit, which usually has the hook going the other direction. That doesn't mean that you can't hold it like this very nicely for utility work, okay, or for your tactical work with the edge down, point forward. But just a real handy little knife. This is, by the way, the Silence Slim is N690, as are many of the Fox knives. This is also N690. Small, pocketable, and although it won't deep carry because of the ring, that ring makes it very accessible in the pocket. And, you know, it doesn't really stand out. It's toned down, being all black. Okay, so this is an interesting little knife. This is the Acheron La Sanction. I thought a lot before picking this one up because I wasn't sure how the handle would be. The interesting thing about this handle is that it's a 3-finger grip pretty much in point forward, edge down, but for some reason, maybe because the pinky is a smaller finger, I get all 4 fingers on there in the point down grip. So this is a very effective little jabby knife, pakal knife, in this position with relatively high grind, sharp edge, N690 again, Warncliffe style blade. Look at that long run of jimping, and it's a file-like, very grabby jimping. Got natural micarta, little hole for lanyard should you want to use one, and there's some great jimping that will hang on to you depending upon how you're using it. Very pocketable, so this would definitely fit into my front pocket carry. I mean, that's all there is to it. I think overall this knife in the sheath is like 6.5 inches. Definitely will drop down into almost any pants pocket. I've got to rig it up so it thumbs off. That's the only thing it's missing, is a little lip that can easily be done with a heat gun, and lift it up a little bit with a nail or with a nail set. But this flows in there nicely. But as it is, I would want to thumb that off right out of the pocket. You can. This does not come with any mounting hardware, any belt hardware, but you could certainly easily add it. Or do a neck knife. As a neck knife, no problem. Grab it, pulls right out. Okay, so that's the Acheron La Sanction. Need to look up your French in order to find out the meaning of that. This is the Gecko, one of my favorite Bastinelli knives, even against the newer Shadow Flipper. This is just a really neat, I would call it a tanto grind. I'm going to move this up a little. Again, the same natural canvas micarta on this. Goes well with the knife. It's nicely done. Deep carry clip. By the way, the Shadow Flipper had almost a deep carry clip, but this is fully deep carry. Titanium, N690 steel. Closes up very nice, and although there is no jimping here, this will deploy out of the pocket, which I love. Not sure the clip is reversible. I don't think it is. Interesting attachment for it. Looks like it goes underneath. So I'm not 100% sure exactly how that clip attaches, come to think of it. No matter. It's going to stay in the right pocket and works extremely well in the pakal point down position. Pikal, pakal, same thing, which means to rip, jab and rip. You're not going to be cutting on the inside edge with this, you're going to be cutting on the outside edge. As a utility knife, works fine. Got a relatively high flat grind with a swedge, reinforced point. What more can you ask for? And it is very drop shedding. Last and certainly not least, we have the Red V2. That's all it's called. Red, R-E-D, V2. Very smooth, very slim, 4-inch fixed blade knife with notes from a Tanto design. Slightly rounded front edge. Do have your secondary point there, as with most Tantos. Got a nice run of jimping right in there. I mean, you can choke right up nicely with this blade. This is one of the best, most ergonomic feeling fixed blades that I have. Crowned all the way through here. Recessed scale, which is fine. Got jimping there. Got jimping there. There is your Fox Italy, again N690, N690 CO, which is pretty much the same as N690. It's just a great feeling knife. You can pick these up relatively inexpensively. I got this one actually off of eBay from a seller. Didn't unfortunately get the tech lock with it, but did come with what appears to be the original sheath. Didn't really care for the fit of the sheath. It's a little bit weak in there. Most Kydex sheaths are easily reformed with a heat gun, so take the knife out, warm it up a little bit, put the knife in, give it a little pinch around there, and you easily tighten it up. This one's got a nice thumb ramp, so you can thumb it off out of the pocket. Just about the maximum 4-inch blade that I would put in the front pocket. Unless you got deeper tactical, like 511 pants or that kind of thing. So that is the Bastinelli Red V2, the Silence Slim. the Bastinelli Las sanction. Look how much smaller that blade is than the rest. And the gecko, the Mako Folder. There is a Mako fixed blade. And the beautiful in Elmax, keep saying that, Shadow Flipper. That's the Bastinelli collection to date. Hope to be adding at least one in the near future. This is This Old Sword. And if you're not already subscribed, looking for subscribers. A lot of you are watching, but you're not subscribing. So hit that subscribe button. There's one at the end of the video here. And also you'll see one in the channel. And check out the other videos as well. Hope to see you soon. Take care. Be well.